Hey guys, hey everybody, beautiful souls, beautiful empaths. Good morning, guys. Good evening, good afternoon, whichever part of the world you're watching from. I don't know if you guys can see me clearly. Always when I'm in the park, I have a problem to figure out the best position because it's like, well, I hope you guys can see me right now. So, good morning, good evening, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching Denzel Mo's Unscripted. Beautiful morning today, and I'm going to talk about something very quickly that I thought about as I got up today. And that is going to be the potential discard of a narcissist. So why am I talking about the potential discard of a narcissist? You see, you've already gone through all the phases in the beginning. You've been love bombed, and when you met those people, those individuals. So you've been love bombed, you've been trauma bonded, you've been, you spent a couple of months with them, maybe 1 or 2 months in the beginning, for that matter. So there are some things you've seen that have made you start to doubt the relationship. But as you're still figuring out what exactly have you seen, as you're still figuring out what is these people you're dating, you're still thinking about the few signs of you see, the whole thing, what's happening actually is that all these things you see in the beginning, all these are red flags. But you see, the narcissist chose you for a reason. And the very first reason why they chose you, they are very selective in their victims. First of all, because you have a special supply that they need, number one. Secondly, is definitely you're most likely an empath. Because for them, that character only allows them. It's not about only allowing them, but it only makes it easy for them to date empaths. Because why do they date empaths? Because they are forgiving in nature and they don't take things personal. So some of those small things they will be seeing, they can just brush them off, and whatever things they will be seeing those partners doing, they will always brush them off and just let it go, and the relationship will flow. So they always choose you for a reason. Now you see, these individuals don't have a consistent program of operation. So they do not know sometimes even the things they are doing. They do not know if those things are actually good for them or not. So they are just doing random things. They can just wake up and do this and do that and put this one there and put that one there. So they do not have a special schedule and a special program of events. And most of those things they are doing, actually they don't even know that they're doing them, but it's just because of that inner program in them. Now the very basic reason the very thing I want to explain to you here is that you are going to see a lot of irregular activities with those individuals. So those activities you're going to see when you're with them in the beginning, of course they're going to shock you because most of those things you've never seen, like I've said in my previous videos. But then there is one particular activity you're going to realize when you're with those people. And that particular activity is going to be the initial discard. Now you see, all relationships with the narcissist, they're all about control. So the only thing they're after is control, and they want to control you and make sure that they have the grip on you. You know what I mean? So by manipulation, so they do that by way of manipulation. They have got to manipulate you, first of all, to think they are genuine. They are, they are real, they are normal, everything is normal and nice, and they are genuine people. They are, they will display all sorts of perfection. So you will see them wearing the best clothes, engaging in very, very, very high-end conversations. You know what I mean? So you always think that you've met the one. You know what I mean? But you see, when they start manipulating you, when they start playing around with you and trying to manipulate you, all they are trying to do is to lock you up properly. So because they have got to lock you up, it's like, for example, when you go somewhere and you put some property in the store, so you have got to make sure that you close that store and properly lock and close that. So make sure that the store is closed so that that property stays safe in the store and nobody gets access to it. That is the way it works. So when they get to you, they have got to manipulate that situation to look authentic, and they are going to use a lot of tricks to make you trauma bonded. So now you see the problem is when you get trauma bonded, that's where the problem begins. Because when you get trauma bonded when you get trauma bonded you start to realize that your heart is very strongly, something you never felt before, is very strongly attached to these people. You find that you cannot spend a minute without them because they have love bombed you in the beginning. So you're like, wow, God has finally sent for me, God has finally sent me the one, and you're very, very happy with that. But then you see, when they're trauma bonding you, you realize that you cannot spend a minute. You cannot spend a minute. You cannot spend a second. You cannot handle that feeling of being without those people because the drug is too much. It's like they inject you with a certain drug. You have the feeling that you have been actually gotten an addiction and you've gotten addicted to them because their love bombing is very, very intensive most of the time. So when you're with them now, what they do, they initiate a stage, what they call, there's something what they call the initial discard. They are going to create a situation because you see, they have now noticed that, okay, so now I've got him, or now I've got her, you know what I mean? So now she's my property or he's my property. So when they know that now they have got you and they have got grip of you, they have got hold of you, so there's nowhere to go. You are in there and there's nowhere to go. So what they do, they manipulate a situation whereby they are going to pretend, or they're going to create a situation whereby they will try to make you think that you have done something wrong, and in that case they are going to cause you to panic. So that usually happens in the beginning. So they will cause you to panic because they will make you think that you've done something wrong, even something that they could have said something that actually you've tried to retaliate. Because you see, you're thinking that you're dealing with normal people, you're dealing with normal individuals. So normally they will say something and you retaliate. Like you always retaliate in all sorts of situations that's actually not favoring you or not serving you. So you always like have a feedback of some sorts. So you see, when you retaliate, they are going to punish you. And that punishment, sometimes, if they see that you are too much into the trauma bond, you are too much in their grip, they have gripped you very well, and you are too much, there's no turning back. They are going to discard you. Now, that discard is not an official discard. This is like a pre-discard. This is like, for example, the initial. I call it the initial discard because most of the people who have been with those people, they have experienced something what they call the initial discard. So whereby they will send you out temporarily, or if it's the case whereby you're not staying with them, they will disappear from your home temporarily. And what are they doing in that time? Because remember that a narcissist, by the time they come to you, they already have somebody they are planning to discard. There's a person in that they have been seeing, and they have just run off somewhere, and they are planning to discard somebody. So they come to you and then initiate a relationship with you. So when they plan now to discard you for the first time, in that moment, it can take like 1 or 2 weeks. They are going to run back to their original partner because they have already discarded the first partner. Then they came to you. So when they came to you now and started to live with you like 1 or 2 or 3 weeks, then they will potentially discard you. That discard is intended to actually make you seek much more deep into these people. It is a technique they use because when they perform that discard, it will shake you and it will make you actually panic. You'll start to panic and think that actually you're going to be discarded, and you start to panic. So the secret is, when they discard you for maybe 1 week or maybe 2 weeks or even maybe 3 weeks sometimes, they run away potentially back to their partner. their original partner they have been with, because these people, they're already triangulating you. But the time that you've already met them is already, actually they are triangulating you with somebody already. So there's somebody already on the sides, and they're triangulating you and grooming you so that you can become the first source of supply. So what happens is they run back to the initial partner. So when they run back to the initial partner, now you'll be suffering because somebody has love bombed you. You're very much deep in love with them, and you don't know what to do with yourself. So you're panicking with your phone. Sometimes you're calling them. You're trying to call them. You're trying to message them, and this and that. And at the same time, as you're messaging them, they have gone back to the initial partner, their original partner, and now they are trying to make that partner feel like, okay, so you know what? Yeah, it's you who made me to do this. You're the one who made me to live. You're the one who made me even to cheat, because you are doing this to me. You are doing this to me, so I had to cheat. But you see, now it didn't even work out, and that is why even I've just helped you. I've just like done you a favor even to come back to you. So now we are talking about the original partner. They have left the new guy, and they have now run to the original partners. And they're making the original partners feel like, you know what, if you do this next time, if you do that next time, I'm still going to leave you because there's somebody waiting for me on the other side. And at the same time now, they're also communicating with the other guy they have just discarded, the new partner they have just discarded. They're also now communicating to them. And all those triangles are happening in the hand of a narcissist. So what happens now is, finally, they will know that, okay, so this new partner, because that initial discard they do, it is just to test the waters. They want to test, how strong is he? How strong is she? Can he or she handle this? Can he, if I do something like this, can they wait for me? Can they do this? So they have already entangled you in that kind of relationship, in that kind of maneuver, and they are trying to get more and more grip of you. That is the technique they are doing. So initially, when they do a discard, they don't discard you because they have discarded you forever. They are just discarding you to make you get more and more deep in that relationship. And in the moment when they are discarding you, they are running off potentially to the initial partner that they have also discarded somewhere else. So it's like a triangle. And sometimes, most of the time, you don't even know that you are in some kind of a love triangle. Most of the time, you will not know it. Of course, you're going to find out later, but sometimes you don't know that you're in a love triangle. So now, when they know that, okay, so now you're ready. Yes, you because that time you remember you're begging, because they have initially discarded you and still begging. Oh, I was falling in love with you. How could you leave me like that? Sometimes you're alone crying somewhere in the room and what. Then that's when they know that, okay, so now he's ready or she's ready. Now that's when now they are going to discard now that original partner for a very good period of time. That's when they know that, okay, the discard now is ready to perform. So they will discard the original partner and now come back to you. So they will come back to you and start saying, okay, so you know what, never do this again. You know what, if I tell you something like this, you have to do it. So all this thing is a game. This is a game of power and control, because they are trying to make sure that they get control of you and control of your emotions. Because for a narcissist to survive, they have got to have control of somebody's emotions. When they get grip of your emotions, that is what makes them to survive, and that's what actually makes their relationships to run for long periods of time. So when they now know that they have gotten grip of you, they have gotten control of you, now that is when they know that, okay, now you're ready to be promoted. So that's when now you receive the promotion. So that's when now you receive the promotion, and you're promoted to be the main partner of the narcissist. And most of the time they will send out their husbands or their boyfriends at the house, in the house, and then now they'll make you the original primary source of supply in the house, the real main guy or the real main woman on the house. So that's how it works. It's like a game. See? So that's the way it works. But anyhow, you don't have to you don't have to beat yourself over it, because most of the time these things happen because you don't know it. You don't know these people who you've met. You don't know what they have in the back of their heads. Sometimes you met them online. Sometimes somebody somebody introduced you to them, so maybe you think that, okay, maybe I need a partner, or what, I can survive with this one, so you're trying very hard to meet a soulmate or a partner or whatever. But most of the time, the narcissists, they're hiding behind soulmates, and they're hiding behind twin flames. So that's why you see most of the time, actually, even sometimes you will think that you met your soulmate, or sometimes you think that you met your twin flames. But these are all narcissists trying to mirror you and to mirror themselves as your twin flames, or as your soulmates, so that you guys can start some sort of initiate some sort of a relationship. So, guys, that being said, that was the initial discard. So most of the time, you're going to realize that they are going to initially discard you in the beginning. Sometimes it's like a month or two, sometimes maybe a couple of weeks. So they will perform a potential discard to test you, to test how strong you are, to test how, can you fight, can you stay there, can you struggle for this relationship, can you make it survive, can you hunt for them, because it gives them fuel. It gives them fuel when they feel, or when they see that people are hunting for them, people are struggling for them, people want to, it's like two guys or two women are fighting for them. So it gives them, like, they feel, it boosts their ego. It makes them feel like they're powerful. Yeah, people can fight for me. This one can fight for me. So I can have two guys on the sides. I can eat this cookie. I can eat that cookie. You know what I mean? So they have two cookies on the plate, and they want to eat both of the cookies. So that's what happens with these people, So if you have a potential discard in the beginning, when somebody has discarded you for no good reason, you just wake up in the morning and they are gone, they have disappeared all of a sudden, that is a narcissistic trait. It's most likely you're dealing with a narcissist. And I hope this information will give you some light on this. If you're the person out there who has got something, what they call a potential discard from somebody who you supposedly thought actually were in love with, there's a very big possibility you're dealing with a narcissist. Other than that, guys, I cannot make this video any longer than that. Been a blessing to have you guys on board. A very beautiful morning, and peace out. Denzel signing out. Happy rest of the week. See you on my next video, and bye.